This year we grew a ton of hatch green chilies and we needed a way to roast them. So we purchased this 5-burner Santa Barbra chili roaster. In this video we're going to show you how it works and give you some feedback on what we think about it. So this is the box that the 5-burner Santa Barbra chili roaster came in. We didn't think to unbox it on camera, so here it is right here. It came with everything that you see. It came with all the parts you need to put the chili roaster together, as well as the propane hose. And it was really slick to just plug it together. We just screwed the fittings together, and the assembly, we kind of had to think about that for a minute and make sure we got that right. But it was pretty easy, even with the lack of instructions to put it together.
What I'm doing is just trying to burn any of this coating that is on our chili roaster off before we put chilies in here, so they don't contaminate our food. Just burning it hot as I can get it, pretty much.
Doing this was definitely necessary, so don't skip this step if you get this chili roaster. You can sort of see the fumes coming off of the roaster. We could definitely smell them too when we were doing this.
So we are here today roasting our New Mexico hatch green chilies. We are going to get the next batch in here. We've done a couple of batches through this chili roaster, and so far so good. So we want to just talk a little bit about it. It is a 5-burner Santa Barbra chili roaster that we bought on Amazon. A little over $200, so kind of pricey, but since we have so many chilies, this isn't all of them. We decided that it was worth it, as we are not anywhere near where there are chili roasters available. We decided to invest in one. So we're going to turn it on and show you guys kind of how it works, but let's get it loaded up real quick.
We load it up to where the chilies are about level with the bottom of the hinges here, because you want to give them room to roll around inside the tumbler. That's about enough chilies for one batch, what we've been doing, and found that works.
Uses pliers because it's all pretty hot right now to get it latched up. What do you think about this latch system?
The door is kind of cheesy, and it doesn't seem like seems like it might not last too long.
Another thing is that this handle is kind of a little bit flimsy. It works for now, but hopefully it continues to keep working. All right, we're going to get this turned on and get these roasted up. So this chili roaster did not come with any instructions, so it was pretty easy to put together. And to turn it on, well, we're just kind of going with our best judgment. So we turn on this valve right here, and then we've been just lighting it. There it goes. And as far as spinning, we've kind of just been doing a nice, slow, even spin. The reason we only filled it up as much as we did is to allow for enough room in there for those to tumble around and get nice and roasted. We also did wet down this plywood, and we've been wetting it down every so often because, you know, we want it to be safe and all that. And it's just up on a couple of sawhorses. We got to crank up the heat as much as we can get. There we go. I'm just going to stand here and roast away. So if you've ever roasted chili, you know that smell that I'm smelling, and it's a pretty good one. So right now we have been roasting for about 2 minutes, and that's what the chilies are starting to look like. We really did crank that heat up pretty high, and we found that that works pretty well to loosen the skins, because that's all we're really doing here is loosen the skins. See how those look? They're getting closer. So each batch has been taking about 5 or 10 minutes total. It's been actually pretty quick. This is our 3rd batch today that we're going through. Each batch so far, we've been able to fit about 7 pounds of roasted chilies in it. That's what our scale said when they came out after they were done. So the chilies that are in here right now, these are the big gems. We also have a variety called, I think it's called Hatch Green Mild NM6-4 or something like that. It's kind of a confusing name, but that variety of chili did not do nearly as well as the big gems did. Next year we're growing all big gems and some other varieties also that we're going to add that are supposed to get red quicker and also be pretty massive. These are nice sized chilies. And we're glad we were able to do this being not anywhere near where it's typical to grow chilies. We're in Zone 4 in Montana, and how this all came about is my mom is from New Mexico, and you might have seen her in the background, I don't know, but she wanted chili when she came to Montana, and I said, we'll grow it, and it worked.
Okay, pause. I am also from New Mexico, not just my mom. I just haven't lived there in a long time, and she moved away from New Mexico more recently.
Something else about this roaster that we really liked is that it really does a nice job of cooking evenly along the whole area of the cage. And it was really easy to just set up. We just assembled a couple of screws and plugged it in and plugged it into a propane tank, and it was pretty simple. So definitely good comments about how simple it was, even with the lack of directions that it didn't come with. Now, for our particular situation with how many chilies we grew this year, this is a good size roaster for that many plants. For us, like, we're okay with doing a couple of batches. In the future, we might decide to opt for something a little bit bigger and more industrial, especially since we're going to add kind of like a chili field in the future. That's a plan. But right now, for this application, this is great, and I like that this isn't going to take up much room in storage when we're not using it. Also heard you could roast corn and other things in here, so it can have multiple purposes if you decide to get this Santa Barbra chili roaster. That smell is amazing. Really good. And they are getting close to getting done. They are starting to kind of blister a lot more, and they are getting super close to done. My preference is I'd rather overcook them a little bit than undercook them, because if you undercook them, those skins are really challenging to get off and you end up having a lot of waste. These big gems have also been really nice as far as ability to peel them and not waste a lot. When we peeled some of the other variety, they had a lot more waste, as it just seemed like the peel was sticking to the skin, and that was no fault of the chili roaster. I think it was just that other variety of chili. It might have also been fault of ours for maybe picking them too soon. Maybe the walls weren't developed enough and they weren't ready to be picked. Although a lot of those that we did pick were already turning red, so maybe they were overdeveloped. I'm not really sure, but these peel well, and those other ones did not, using this chili roaster. So at this point, we're going to go about 1 more minute and make sure that all of those skins are going to come off pretty nicely when we peel these. So we are going to get these turned off now. This is about right where we want them. Look how good those look in there. This is really hot, obviously. We're going to wait a moment, and then I'm going to use the pliers to help open the door. We grab the door handle here, pull it back. That opens, and then I'm going to rotate the whole thing this way so I can open the door this way. Okay. In a moment, I'm going to scoop those out once they're not super duper hot. I have a bowl they're going to go in, and I'm not very patient, so we're just going to pull them out into this bowl. If you touch the stems, it's not super bad as far as them burning you. Okay, they're all in. We're going to go over to the table and do the last little step here. Here we go. These are the batches we've already done so far today. And I just want you to look at how easily the skin is going to come off. They are peeled perfectly. It's just going to flake right off. Still super hot. I'm going to take a damp towel and put it over the top of them. This will kind of allow them to still steam and those skins to hopefully come off a little bit more. People who know all about chilies probably know you can put these in the fridge and peel them in the next day or two. And yeah, that is what we're doing today. And I think so far this Santa Barbra chili roaster, it's a 5-burner, has been great for what we need. Well, that's it for the video. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching.